Rodrigo Druid.
Richard Druid.
Tanya Mercado. Gina Sacchini.
And today I will be presenting my persuasive speech about the importance of inclusion. Imagine a world where everyone, regardless of their abilities, are included and valued for the person that they are. Unfortunately, this isn't the case for many individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Those with intellectual and developmental disabilities, also known as IDD, don't have the same opportunities that many of us take for granted. For instance, they are many times discriminated against, mocked, and excluded from everyday opportunities because they are viewed as less or incapable of doing so. After I have explained why inclusion towards those with disabilities is crucial in promoting both equality and basic rights to everyone, I hope you can consider being more inclusive towards others and being a voice for those who do not have one. The exclusion of individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities is a worldwide issue that limits and takes away many rights for individuals with IDD. For instance, there is an estimated 1.3 billion individuals worldwide, which make up 16% of the world's population, that have any form of a disability. That could include autism, Down syndrome, and even cerebral palsy. Considering there is a large portion of the population with a disability, there needs to be a change on our viewpoints as a society on inclusion, and we also need to start making efforts that will benefit those with disabilities and better their quality of life. There are various factors that prevent the inclusion of those with a disability. For instance, there is a lack of resources and a societal mentality that may not be the most positive. For instance, many times we might think, if someone with a disability may not be able to advocate for themselves or be able to make the same progress or have the same opportunities as us. But we need to be able to give them those opportunities and be more open-minded towards inclusivity and including them in everyday rights. According to the CDC, there are many preventative factors such as non-accessible physical environments, which could mean not having a ramp to go upstairs or an elevator that can take one person from the bottom floor to the top floor, and many negative societal views. For instance, it might be, if you have special needs, you might not be able to learn quickly or be able to speak up for yourself, which needs to be changed and addressed. There is also a lack of communicative devices for those who can't communicate, and many people are just overall closed-minded. The exclusion of individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities is caused by various factors once again, including societal attitudes, lack of resources, and a lack of advocacy. Many people are very closed-minded when it comes to the treatment of those with disabilities. There are multiple barriers that make inclusion very difficult, such as personal attitudes, communication, physical, social, structure, and transportational. Now that you have heard about the everyday issues faced by those with disabilities, there are some organizations and several things that we as a society can do to help make the world a more inclusive place. While there is a lack of resources, there is one main organization that helps contribute and helps add a better quality of life for those with disabilities. Best Buddies is a nonprofit organization that promotes one-to-one friendship, integrated employment for those with disabilities to work with those who don't, so that they're able to make an income for themselves and be able to be independent. It helps build leadership, and it also creates a more inclusive living program for those with and without disabilities. So it basically makes the world a more inclusive and united place. According to respectability.org, some things that we can do to create a more inclusive community can also include being respectful and openly welcoming to all regardless of capacity, acknowledging and understanding those who are different from us, and embrace the widespread nature of disability. We also need to recognize the talents of those with disabilities and what they're able to teach us, while also helping build social skills to include everyone and respect and accept everyone regardless of who they are. We can also create more inclusive buildings by providing ramps for people with wheelchairs and creating elevators to get from one floor to the next. So there are many things that we can do. For change to be made, we need to work as a community to improve our views on others and learn to be more aware of every individual's needs, because what I may need may be different from what someone else in the room needs. For change, while we are all different, we all share one thing in common, a life, and we must live to the fullest regardless of ability. And while many people may say people with disabilities may not be able to have the same quality of life as us or be able to accomplish the same as us. For instance, if you can't speak for yourself and you can only speak through sign language, how can you go into the workforce? But regardless of anyone's ability, you should still be given the same rights, because that's what's fair. If there's advocacy for those of different ethnic groups, for those of different income, places of income, and for those who have different sexualities, why can't we have inclusion for those who are born with a disability that they cannot control? As I have proved throughout my speech the importance of inclusion for all individuals with disabilities, I hope you are all able to help play a part in the fight of inclusion. Because the exclusion of individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities is a persistent and widespread problem that is caused by societal attitudes, lack of resources, and different barriers. Inclusion can be achieved through strategies such as promoting awareness, providing resources, and addressing different barriers. Thank you, and I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, yo.